Out the Bayou is presented by Community Coffee, America's #1 family-owned retail coffee brand. So far, we have learned that harvesting enough crawfish for the demand comes from both farms and wild-caught crawfish. From there, they can go to a couple of places like Bonanza Crawfish, where they are boiled, hand-peeled, and packaged for tail meat in local grocers or shipped across the country. The other locations are restaurants and markets like Tony's Seafood in Baton Rouge, where apparently they'll let anyone play with their food. The Pizzolata family are 4 generations into seafood. To say they know a bit about the biz is not a stretch. No other place in the state does the volume that this one store does. It's craziest time of year, you guessed it, it's the red season of boiling bugs.
It's all about the quality, so what we do, we get the crawfish in, they ice down in layers the night before. The next day we pick them up, we put them in this washer, it pulls up, it drops into the conveyor, they rinse, then they go down into the big tank, and they come up in the conveyor, and they rinse again. We have a big, like a car wash, big washer blasting the crawfish, and then we have people on the end, the 2 ladies, they sit there all day and they pick out any debris, sticks or any kind of grass from the rice fields, and only the live ones fall in the basket. So anything that's discarded, it could be dead crawfish or something that's been in the trap too long, we'll throw that away, and only the live ones are processed.
The system of cleaning and cooking crawfish of this volume comes from years of development, but now the system can push tons of volume, all while maintaining tons of flavor.
We can turn volume when we need it. We got both sides. We can turn out about 1,500 pounds to every 45 minutes. So when you need the volume, you got to be able to produce. So what we do is, even though they're washed and rinsed 2 or 3 times, we still come in here and we wash them again for another 15, 20 minutes. So once they wash, then we go to the boiling tanks, and then we soak them, and then they get poured on the table, which we're getting ready to do in a few minutes. We can do up to 25,000 pounds a day if we push. We got to get up early, and we got to start processing way ahead of time. You can turn a lot of volume out. We do a lot of parties. I've done some big parties, as much as 12,000 pounds at a time in one day, plus at retail. But it's all about, you got to do it. You got a short window of 3 or 4 months to do, people want to do outside parties and stuff like that. So we got to be able to take care of the store as well as take care of all the parties that people want extra. Crawfish costing between $5 and $6 a pound boiled, to where maybe if the chaff fly basis, you might see between $1.50 and $2 a pound if both crops come into play and you got a lot of volume. So it's a tremendous difference when the volume comes in the later in the season. It makes it real happy times around here.
But it's a good thing that we're so greedy. We want to eat crawfish December, January, February, March.
We're getting spoiled, but it's a good spoil.
It's a good spoil.
Hit it, boys.
The flavor of Tony's crawfish have created traffic jams for years. And here's the best part. They are willing to share the recipe with you. They will even blend all the seasonings, package it, and provide step-by-step directions. So all you'll have to do is pour.
We didn't set out just to make great coffee. We set out to make something that would bring out the best in people. Community Coffee, strong as our roots.
When your food creates lines like these, you know it's worth the wait. How do they do it? Well, it's simple. They also make the flavor. From crawfish boil to the #1 fish fry in the country, Louisiana Fish Fry still does it today just as they did in the beginning. Each day, the warehouse receives tons of spices, salts, peppers, and oils. And I mean tons.
If it was gumbo season like in the fall, we would go through that in a day.
The beauty of it all is that each of these flavors of Louisiana is still hand blended to the specific recipe started by its founder. And it's still done right here in Baton Rouge.
Louisiana Fish Fry was founded in 1982. Mr. Tony Pizzolata had a heart attack, had to get out of the seafood business, and just started piddling with giving away fish fry at his seafood market, Tony's Seafood. People began to ask for it. As more demand came, he started packaging it and selling it. From there, it evolved into what we are today.
All that's going into that one blender. That blender holds 8,000 pounds of product. And we can make about 12 blends a day in that one blender. 50-pound boxes of crab boil that we're selling right now. We can easily make 1,000 in a day. and that goes out the door as fast as we can make it. In fact, we cannot make enough to keep up with orders, so we have to start back in October making those.
Is that just local?
No, that's sold to Restaurant Depot, Cisco, all over the country.
31 million pounds of product through here in 2017. Of that, crawfish and crab ball would be in the 7.5, 8 million pound range, I'm going to say.
Gumbo mixes, sauces, blackened seasoning, an assortment of fish fries that are all pre-mixed and ready for you to just add your seafood. We make it for you so you don't have to worry about bringing the taste of Louisiana to your home, wherever you may be. It has been a crazy day in crawfish land, but before the season is done, about 110 million pounds of mud bugs will be harvested in Louisiana, with an economic impact of upwards of 120 million. Now that is a lot of hot baths. From the ponds to the processors to the market, into and out of the pot, seasoned to perfection. It's our time to enjoy a little of our story with great taste.
Oh, put them to sleep.
Some crawfish in there.
Look
Look at that. That's crazy.
That one's completely out.
That one's done. Like, that's me right there.
Oh, that was. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm used to it. That's part of the show.
Hey, give me my gloves. I need them. I tailed them.